At this point, let's have a political expert weigh in on today's developments, and we will be bringing in, ang kaibigan po natin, political analyst von OCTA Research, President Ranjit Rye. Professor Ranjit, magandang hapon ulit. Si Lord po at si Pauline.
Hi, Prof.
Hi, Pauline. Hi, Lord. Hi to everyone who's watching, yung nakikinig sa atin. Good afternoon.
Opo, ano po yung ang merienda po ninyo dyan? May popcorn ho ba kayo sa tabi? O
Yeah,
umaasa po ba kayo hindi magtatagal ito at
Yeah, I know.
magkakaroon?
I was asked to come in earlier, so
Opo.
I was just eating something.
Ay, sorry po.
Oo.
Yeah,
Pasensya na,
anyway,
Prof.
yeah. Thank you for having us.
Oo. Pero Prof, we just wanted to discuss this survey. It shows that the House of Representatives enjoys a higher trust and performance rating compared to the Senate. At medyo malayo, trust rating ng House, 57% versus 49% ng Senado. Does this reflect the ongoing impeachment issue?
Yeah, I think so. First of all, when we ask our interviewees, there's no conscious attempt to compare between two houses, no? So they just tell us how they feel, and it's the current sentiment at this time. So the second point I'd like to raise is that these numbers will change, no? As they have changed over the past quarters. Now, our last survey was done for fourth quarter of 2024. This is the only quarter we've done this kind of survey. And in the more than 6 months, these are the numbers we're seeing. Number three is that personally, I think it's unfair. What I believe and I trust in the sentiments of our kababayans. I have a different perspective. I have a very high regard for the House, for the Senate and the House. And in my sense, this kind of historic decline in the Senate trust and performance ratings, in my view, parang hindi ko rin siya ma-explain except to say, Pauline, baka yung last, when people look at things, my wife was telling me this negativity bias in psychology, and the last 10 good things, the one bad thing that you do, natatandaan. And it's so easy. Remember that the protest against the Senate and the PR work against the Senate President started really in June. Just last June. And this survey was conducted July 2017. So we captured the momentum, the negative media campaign against the Senate and Senator Escudero. So maybe this is it, no? But what I want to say is that the Senate in the 19th Congress was one of the most productive Senates in history. Yeah, so many landmark legislations were enabled because of the hard work of that Senate. You can remember that Senate to be the Senate that investigated Alice Guo, that started discussions about free internet and access to all under Senator Cayetano and then all these major reforms, socioeconomic reforms under the leadership of Senator Chis Escudero. Parang tila nakalimutan lahat 'yon. And na-replace nitong divisive, very polarizing impact ng impeachment kasi the negativity against the Senate could be two ways. One is people are against the idea of junking the impeachment and people are also against the idea of having an impeachment. So nagkasama siguro lahat. And we see this decline. On the other hand, the House improved significantly in terms of trust and performance compared to the fourth quarter of last year. And that could possibly be, also the impeachment, also the last thing that and all these all these investigations and hearings. If you look at where their base in the fourth quarter, they were below 50%. So after the midterms, after the impeachment, tumaas. So I think there are many factors to explain why both houses have declines and improvements. But I think a key driver is really the dynamics caused by the impeachment of VP Sara Duterte.
Opo. Ano po yung exact wording po ng mga tanong, Professor Ranjit, kung maaari pong ibahagi nyo sa amin? Paano na-phrase po yung mga tanong pagdating sa ikaw ba, ano ang tiwala mo sa ganitong personalidad?
So kunyari, for example, whether it's the House or the Senate, and nakita namin tanungin kung tungkol sa pagtitiwala nyo sa ilang individual at organizations. Kasi this is a question we ask for individuals.
Yes.
And then we have a board, no? Sa pamamagitan po ng board na ito, maaari bang pakisabi ninyo kung nagtitiwala kayo, and then we ask the Senate or the House. So and then the scale, no, will be strongly trust, okay, somewhat trust, okay, can't say if trust them or not, somewhat distrust, strongly distrust, not aware, don't know. So when you look at the numbers, they're quite revealing, no? So when you think about the Senate numbers, the Senate number declined to 49%. Okay, and this was at its highest in the fourth quarter of 2024 at 57%.
Meron ho bang
Yeah.
mga partikular na mga katanungan tungkol po sa certain pieces of legislation at let's say mga investigasyon po?
Wala, hindi namin tinanong siya in relation. This was a regular trust
Opo.
and performance survey that we
Opo.
do regularly. Well, in the case of OCTA, not as regular as we want to. We should be doing it more quarterly, no, to capture changes. But we don't include, basically to answer your question, we don't ask why. And so this could be the reasons why the House and the Senate either declined or improved in their numbers. We look at the events, the context, the period where we took the survey. So when we took the survey in July, kaka-fresh pa sa mind ng mga kababayan natin yung sa impeachment, and it squares off with our other survey findings. Number one, 8 out of 10 Filipinos want the impeachment trial to continue so that VP Sara Duterte can clear her name. One. Number two, you look at the trust and approval ratings of Senate President Jesus Kir, they also went down. Okay, when you look at the trust and approval ratings or performance ratings of Speaker Martin Romualdez, it mirrors also more or less the survey results. No? They improved. Not drastically, but they improved. But in the case of the House, the collective initiatives of both the House and the Senate were basically how people perceived trust and performance. And in this particular case, the House improved in terms of perception of trust and performance. The numbers of the House improved drastically, very significantly, close to double digits.
So just to emphasize, Prof, so this survey was done July 12 to 17. That was
Yes.
about a month after the Senate remanded the articles of impeachment. So wala pa dito yung naging desisyon ng Supreme Court. Has OCTA
Wala pa,
Research
yeah.
conducted a new survey already? Nagawa na po ba yun?
No, surveys po is very, very expensive. So we'll probably conduct our own towards September, October. Yeah. When we get enough subscribers. So that's also the reason why we conducted quite late, because we couldn't get many subscribers after the election. So we're running this survey basically as a loss, because we should have conducted this in June, just like all the other established survey companies. But since we didn't have too many subscribers, we conducted it in July, and we could only conduct it in July when we had adequate numbers. And the findings were quite revealing, because after June, so much happened that period. Alana, after the remanding of the case, the dynamics caused by the impeachment, the massive social media campaign for and against the impeachment, then the people's organic response, no? I think that was what was captured in our July 2025 survey. And so why it was so very stark, very different from the trends that we normally observe, which is why the Senate is always higher than the House. So the first time that the House is in our survey, I think we have a copy of the report also.
Opo.
Tumaas po yung naungusan ng House, no? Nalampasan ng House ng Senate in terms of majority, trust, and approval. Number two, ito rin yung first time na below 50% yung sa Senate.
Nako, ang dami pa kong gustong itanong, pero nagpapasalamat kami sa inyong oras and for your insights, ang ating political analyst and OCTA Research President, Professor Ranjit Rye. Thank you, Professor Rye.
Thank you.